For me growing up, I love the story of Hercules. When I was little, I remember one of the first times when I was coloring in my coloring books and I saw this man about to wrestle this lion. And that's why my fascination with wildcats came about, and also why I loved Hercules. So I always, as a middle child, created this imaginary world and would just create stories and play and fight. So then I became an actor, and I realized that I could bring a lot of these childhood dreams to life and fulfill them and to portray these heroes. So growing up, I fell in love with mythology. I read tons of books on mythology, and I have a pretty good sense of a lot of the stories. And again, it's mythology, so you can depict any tale. There's millions of tales of Hercules, so ours is more of like the origin story. And the story of him coming to terms with his true identity, being of a mortal woman, and also having his father as a god, Zeus. So with that, if your mother told you something you see in the movie, the teenager would be like, "Mom, you're crazy. Take your pills." But then he comes to realize that there's something to it, because he's super strong, and as he's fighting to get back to his loved one, that he's winning these battles, especially against 6 men, and that's when he really accepts the truth that he is Hercules, and he fights not just for his love with tunnel vision, but for his kingdom, so it breaks apart. He goes from selfish, just because he just wants his love, to selfless.
You've always been a fit guy, but I heard that you had to put on like 20 more pounds of muscle. True?
No,
Didn't have to put on any more?
I wish I did.
I don't know how you would have done that, but
I did it for Twilight quite a bit, but I never had to be topless, so I was eating like 4 steaks for Breaking Dawn. I was just getting big. This one really wanted me tight.
Okay.
So what I adapted was the paleo diet, which is high protein, and you take carbs out, gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free. It was kind of tough because I love candy, but again, I needed it because it's really important what you're putting into your body as much as what you're doing with your body. And I was working out, I was riding the horse, which works out your legs quite a bit, doing the squeezing, and then with the sword play, and then push-ups every take before the next scene. But also to trim up for the abs. Like Rennie's like, get cut, da da da. So it was a lot of hard work.
So did you do all your own stunts?
99.9% of them. Even jumping off the cliff, chasing Hebe as she's floating down the river, that was me. I got tangled up, so I was almost drowned. I was like, guys, help. Because your sandals become weights.
Right.
It's just so heavy.
Did they use that scene in the film?
That's in the, we only did it once because I just couldn't do it again. So you'll see it. I just feel like I made friends for life on this movie. And we got closer, even more so than Twilight. And I spent 5 movies with those guys. With this group, and that's why I hope we get to do a sequel, and maybe do the 12 Laborers in the sequel. Everyone in the movie, we would just do family dinners, and I've never been on a project like that where you just are excited to see the people.
So cool. It is like a little family.
It is, everything. I mean, you hope it's that way.
Right.
Sometimes you work and everyone's off on their own, and you're like, but this one was not like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you still talk to your Twilight castmates?
Yeah,
You were
quite a
with
bit.
them, like you said, for
I mean, I was
time.
really close with all of them. Some, it's like all the cliques in high school. Some people get along with more than others, and on my behalf, like I talked to a lot of them, but I've also been in Bulgaria for 6 months, so it's kind of hard, to keep in contact with some people, and everyone's been working from that movie. It's really been a blessing to have and be a part of.